Hey everybody, and welcome to Dpad Experience presents Marvel Champions. Dpad Experience is a weekly video game podcast published on all podcast platforms. All right, we're doing something new. We are going to do a 5-minute review of Scarlet Witch. This is going to be just looking at her cards, not the deck that she comes with. This is just a specific hero review. I'll go over her cards in 5 minutes, and since you can use any aspect you want, you can make the decision if she matches your playstyle. I'll give my thoughts on her at the end, and if I think she's worth a pickup. So let's see, do I have anything else to say before I start my quick review? We're calling this Dpad discussion. All right, so I'm waiting for my timer to get down. I'm gonna give myself 5 minutes to do this, and here we go. All right, so you just picked up Scarlet Witch. Let's see who she is. She has a 3 recovery. Her ability is Superpowered Siblings. You can discard 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 or 3 if you have Quicksilver in play. On this side, she's a 2 thwart and 1 attack, 2 defense character. Her interrupt is when boost icons on an encounter card would be counted, you discard the top card of the encounter deck and count the number of boost icons on that card instead. So if you don't like the number of boost cards you got, she can change it, which is really good. So a 3 pops out and you're like, oh, I really don't want to deal with that. Pretty sure something lower than a 3 will pop out instead. All right, so we have Quicksilver, who's a 1 thwart, 2 attack ally. He costs 4, which is a little expensive. But his action is ready Quicksilver once per phase. So he's basically a 4 attack. He can do 8 damage total, right? And 4 per turn. Then we have Chaos Magic, which is a 0 event card. Play a card from your hand, ignoring its resource cost. Discard the cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the printed resource card. Cost of the card. So she basically burns through the enemy encounter deck to play her cards, which is an interesting mechanic. So you could play Quicksilver for free with that. Then we have Warp Reality for 1. When an encounter card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all effects of it. Then discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of boost icons on that card. This is really, really good in case you get Shadows of the Past or something else nasty that you don't want to deal with. Completely discard it. We have 4 copies of Hex Bolt. Okay, it's a 2-cost card. This is a really cool card. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each card discarded this way, it does a different thing. So you could, if it has no boost icons, you deal 2 damage to an enemy. If it has 1 boost icon, remove 2 threat from a scheme. If it has 2 boost icons, you draw a card. If it has 3 or more, you place a status card on a character. So a stun, a confuse, or a tough for us. This is a really, really, really cool card. Okay, and you got a lot of them to play. We have 3 copies of Molecular Decay, okay, that you could also use that Chaos Magic with to pay for free. Hero Action, deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discard this way, deal 1 damage to an enemy, 1 additional damage to an enemy. I've done like 11 damage with this card before because it was 5, and then I think the other cards came at 3 or 4, something really crazy. So this card is fantastic. It's a lot of damage. We have Agatha Harkness. Okay, this is when you're an alter ego. You can exhaust her, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and place the rest at the bottom. So if you're flipping, that's a nice card to draw a card. We have 3 copies of Magic Shield. It's a 1-cost card. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard this, prevent 3 of that damage. So if you don't decide to be flipping a lot, then you can use this to just eat up damage. Then we have Scarlet Witch's Crest as a 2-cost upgrade. When boost icons on an encounter card are counted, exhaust Scarlet Witch's Crest, increase or decrease the number of boost icons counted on that card by 1. So if you're playing your Hex Bolt and you get a 0, right, and you want to remove threat instead, you can use this to change what these are. This is a really cool way that she can manipulate what she does, right? If you get an attack on a boost icon, it can lower the damage on it. So very, very cool. Okay, I'm not going to go over, this is the first time I'm doing this video, and I see that I have 50 seconds left, so I'm not going to go over these. These are just her, obligations, which you get 2 of, her side schemes, her minion. Let's talk about her real quick in 30 seconds now. So you've seen what she comes with. I think she's really cool. Her deck makes a really cool use of her, innate ability, which is to manipulate things. She runs through the encounter deck, and you can manipulate and change the boost icons to either take less damage, do more damage, change the effect on the Hex Bolt. She doesn't work with my playstyle necessarily for the most part, but she's really, really fun. She's really, really fun, and I do recommend her. So I do recommend picking up Scarlet Witch if you want a character that is very different, that plays just very unique, and just a cool character to use.